Happy to see you guys.
Low energy for you today.
No energy. No, not at all.
Mike talked to us yesterday about a dirty kick and how Carolina specializes when it comes to kickoffs and dirty kicks.
Yeah.
What is a dirty kick and how do you go about figuring out how to do it?
Yeah. So what we call a dirty ball is basically like a knuckle ball that goes up in the air and it's going to drop in funny ways. It's not your traditional end over end kickoff where it's easy to track and run underneath it. It's more like being an outfielder and that ball is moving all around and it drops sharply or whatever it may be. So it's not easy to track. It's definitely a new age thing that's happening now because of the new kickoff, dynamic kickoff. It's something we got to combat. And in order to practice it, you got to use your jugs machine, use your kickers, use your punters, whoever can hit those type of footballs, and have your guys field them in practice in order to be ready for them. And they're dangerous. Carolina Fitzgerald, the kicker there, has done a phenomenal job of kicking them. And it's made teams, have all sorts of issues on their kickoff return teams because of it. So it's something that we've been, watching film since Sunday or since Monday and getting ready for it and, trying to prepare for it the best way we can for it.
Jeremy, them and the Rams are at the top of the league in kick coverage,
Yeah.
and they both seem to specialize in this kick.
Yep.
I feel like you
That's
might
the
want
weapon.
to.
That's the weapon. I think everyone's trying to do it. It's just if your kicker can do it consistently. It's not something you just say, hey, go do this, and it's like something you do, right? Like it's like you got to practice it and you got to be consistent with it. And when you're not consistent with it, that's where the balls that hit in front of the 20 that are penalties to the 40-yard line or touchbacks to the 35. So like you have to practice it and be confident in it. And then we play in the elements of weather, so that always plays a huge factor into it. So there's a lot of things to do it. It's easy to say go do it. It's not easy to do. It's like anything.
I was just gonna say, have you started with the Indy?
Yeah, we've already kicked a few in games this season.
I'm sorry?
We've already kicked a few in games this season that have actually worked for us. In Miami, we kicked a couple of them, and it worked out really well for us. It's just like, can you do it consistently, and do you feel confident doing it consistently? Sometimes, like I said, weather can dictate it, or just, he hits one bad ball, and now you get a penalty to the 40-yard line. Do you want to do it again and get another penalty? Right? So it's just like asking yourself that question.
Hey, Jeremy, Andy said earlier this year, and asked him about the difference between kickoffs and field goals. Did he transfer line soccer background more with the kickoffs? Well, technically, without getting too technical, what's the difference? Like the swing of the leg, the foot placement, the stroke, when you're trying to hit a dirty kick as opposed to driving through the upright?
There's a number of ways to do it. It's not just like soccer style. Like some guys are placing the ball different with different laces and different approaches, whether it's 3-step, 5-step, or soccer approach. So everyone's got like a different approach to it right now. It's like a new invention. Say like everyone's kind of got their own little niche in how they're doing it and how they're working it, and it's just going to start evolving, I think, over time. It's just like I said, it's just trying to figure out. The more I've always said this since the dynamic kickoff started, I said, if your kicker is the most dangerous weapon, and if you can master that part of it, you can do a lot of stuff on kickoff that make you really, really good. And that's a weapon that you can utilize and try to work on, and hopefully continue to get better throughout the season, where you feel confident in using it every single time.
Ryan Fitzgerald really had some returners panicking on some of those kicks. So what are the keys to tracking them and then fielding them without kind of panicking and putting yourself in a worse position?
To me, it's like you have to see it off the foot, and you got to get to the ball now. Like it's not like just waiting for the ball to bounce. You like try to get underneath it, and if not, get within 2 to 3 yards. So you let it hop one time, and you can catch it on the run off the hop. But when you wait around, you kind of see how it's tracking down. You don't really know where it's going to come, and then that ball can bounce different ways. Again, this is all new, right? So it's like the new phase of like, how do you coach this? How do you rep it and practice the right way? Especially if you don't have someone you can't do it exactly like they do it. So like, how do you, it's all like trying to figure that part out right now. And like, I'm sure I'll find out more answers as they come. Like, all right, I didn't like the way I did that in week 3 or week 4. In week 9, I feel much better about practicing it this way and doing it this way. It's all about the growth part of like, it's the evolving part of it. And like I said, we're doing our best right now to get our guys ready and prepared for it, but it's not easy. But I love the guys we got back there, and AG and Trey and Ramondre and Kyle and all those guys, that they're doing a great job. They're working their tails off and trying to get this thing right.
Do you do it 100% of the time?
No, it's not 100% of the time. But when they do it, it works out pretty well for them.
Do you feel like maybe, using the baseball analogy, maybe outfielders have to come in a little?
Those are some things you can obviously do, which team to try it as well. Yep.
You say you guys have tried it a couple of times this year. Was the last kickoff against Miami one of those times where he?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you get. It's a risk reward, right? Sometimes, and you see it around the league already, like guys that have kicked those balls, and like they might hit 4 a game, but 2 out of the 4 might go in front of the 20. So now you're starting to drive the 40-yard line. So it's a high risk, high reward if you're not consistent with it.
How does Braves like the idea of it?
Loves it. I mean, if we can do it, we do it. If not, we go out there and cover. I think the mentality of Braves still, it doesn't matter. Like, we're either going to kick it and cover or kick a dirty ball and cover. It doesn't matter. We're gonna do our best to go cover and do our best to set the table with violence.
So speaking of like Panthers, like the dirty ball kick or Rams like low drive kick, does this change like shift your prioritize on those blockers skill set, like when preparing?
Yeah, you have to. Like you got to prepare different ways to do it. I mean, because now you're holding your blocks for a little longer, especially if the ball hits the ground. The ball hits the ground, you're holding your blocks for 2 more seconds, and that's where it becomes almost impossible in terms of now that's where your penalties show up. Now that's where you got a guy that's not used to blocking all the time, that's having to block a guy that's coming straight at him where he sees the ball and you don't see the ball, and have to hold the guy for 4 seconds. That's tough. So it gives you a lot more flexibility from a kickoff standpoint, but from a kickoff return standpoint, you just got to be smart about how you drop, how you protect, and how you block at the end of the day.
Jeremy, question about punt returns. The number of punts are down through the first 3 weeks. I think I read in the story the other day in the Wall Street Journal. It's Super Bowl here, lower, one of the lowest, 3.5 punts per game. But punt returns are up. It's the highest average in the Super Bowl, like almost 12 yards per punt return. Last week, a couple of 90-plus yards. Is it just an anomaly, or what do you see like when you track other teams and watch other teams?
I don't know. I think it's too early to tell if it's an anomaly yet. It'd be interesting to see, with the new kickoff return, how much more you're working on that, how much less you're working on pump return, where that coincides, where maybe you're not as good in certain areas, and maybe that you give up more things. I don't know. I think it's too early to tell, but it's definitely you see it around the league, man. Big returns. We also had one against Miami and whatnot, or had one against us against Miami. So there's something we got to continue to harp on the details, technique, fundamentals, man, of coverage and protection, so that you don't get those lapses. And those are huge plays that obviously change the game.
So the kickoff return unit, yours be a weapon in week 2. Last week maybe not so much. What did you see just last week that maybe?
Yeah, I just thought that Pittsburgh did a great job on their end of defending us and being physical, and those are things as we continue to progress. Like, where can we get better? How can I coach it better, and get our guys more prepared, or certain things that we could see in the game that maybe we didn't practice, and be able to adjust in game to certain things we might see that we didn't know were going to happen. Right. So it's all about adjustment, making those changes, and giving the tools to our guys so they can be successful. And I'm gonna do my best to do that week to week and grow from it. If we don't have a great game, how can I grow from it and get our guys more prepared for the future? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.